Hotline time. We are cruising down into the lower part of town at the moment. Oh yeah, baby. Love this section of town. It's always really beautiful coming into here in the evening. This is always a bit of a sketchy one, but we're good. I don't really know what to say. So this bike that I'm on at the moment is the first bike that I've built myself. Built it a couple of months ago. And I started kind of taking an interest in frame building about 2 years ago now. I was at one of our local watering holes and I saw these two absolutely beautiful bikes outside. Found out they were made by a local frame builder. It's a really lovely guy who goes by the name David Mercer. He builds out of Mercer bikes. And I approached him about doing a course in frame building, and I ended up not really being able to afford the course. So essentially I offered to come and sweep his floors in exchange for some building experience and some building lessons, which worked out well. I apprenticed with him for about a year and a bit. I did start off sweeping the floors, obviously, and cleaning the lathes and whatnot. But slowly but surely I learned and started really just falling in love with it. It's a really incredible process. It requires a lot of patience, which is not something I usually have. So that was a bit of a learning curve. But we got there eventually. And this bike I built up a little while ago while I was in Namibia doing some work for Onguza bicycles. Another really just incredible company making steel bikes out in the middle of nowhere in Namibia. But yeah, I built this bad boy. I don't know if you can call it a track bike. It's not really track geometry, it's definitely more of a fixed gear road bike. The wheelbase is pretty long. I got a lot of toe clearance and got a really weird asymmetrical seat stay situation going on, which just creates a lot of stiffness, which is nice. Makes you real confident in the streets, real confident in slides and whip skids and whatnot. Stunning! The beautiful Cape Town. Woo! So because it's Saturday, the roads are fairly quiet. We're going to sneak into a section of the waterfront. Hopefully there's some exciting things going on and a bit more action. Also, it's just pretty. So I'm not actually from Cape Town originally, and at the moment I'm trying to immigrate to Namibia to work with Onguza. But I spend most of my time here. I grew up here, so it's definitely the closest thing to home that I have. And I've left quite a few times on little adventures. Moved to Mozambique for a little while, moved to Natal, but spent a lot of time in the UK and Europe. But I keep finding my way back here. It's beautiful, and I mean it's expensive, and it's it's got its issues for sure. It really is such a beautiful city. And there's nowhere else that you have kind of like these beautiful mountains, amazing passes, ocean, nature. There's kind of a little bit of everything. Although people do call this the Europe of South Africa, which I'll be hard pressed not to agree with. I think we are going to take a little cruise, excuse me, A little cruise through to the Powerbird Club, which is a cute little bar down by the sea, nestled just next to the waterfront. This is always a sketchy one. Opa. Woo. I only really ride the fixie when I'm here in Cape Town. Back up in Namibia, I'm pretty much on the gravel bike every day. There's not much in the way of tar roads to actually cycle on. So most of it's gravel bike or mountain bike missions, which is rad. I love it. Super adventurous. But, oh, you can't beat ripping a fixie through a city, especially your home city. We are going to turn right down and into the waterfront. This is such a lively little section here on the left. Short but oh so sweet. Look at that. Woo, woo. Absolutely stunning. Hey? Oh, thank you, boss. All right, not the only guys here. Whew. I'm an MTB clip all day guy. Oh, bit of nip in the air now. It's that winter evening. little bit of a leg burner there. Good. That's got ass. You totally saw my shadow. Oh, now my knee is blowing up. This is Chiapini Street in Burka. Actually lived here for a number of years. It's really, really pretty around here. Old. Lots of hills. Lots of hills. Man, these cobble streets are almost as old as lines. Okay, now we pray that light turns green for us. Come on, give us the green! Give us the green! Okay, let's go! You! Give us the green, big boy! Okay, we're blasting. Yee! Definitely not getting that one. Ah! But yeah, Long Street. Right, here we go. Yep. So Long Street, Cape Town is absolutely iconic for nightlife. Pretty wild nightlife. I mean, I'd come here and I was a little fucking 16-year-old punk, because no one really IDs you on Long Street. It's a bit of a, I don't know, it's a bit of a dodgy party street, but it's a big part of being in Cape Town, is experiencing Long Street. Whew. And we're kind of back where we started. Gonna take a cut through the company gardens. Potholes for days. Woo! Oh, it's gonna be a quick one. So I grew up hanging around these gardens as a kid. I often come and feed the squirrels and the pigeons. I fucking love pigeons. I think they are such a rad symbol of adaptability. It's cutting me off there. And just stubbornness. I really dig them. But yeah, I've been bitten quite a few times by these squirrels. Had my fair share of tetanus shots, that's for sure. But yeah, we're almost back at the local watering hole at his properties. A bit of a fan favorite for anyone who kind of rides a bike around town. It's got some nice outdoor seating. Beers are cheap. Staff's amazing. It's a pretty iconic little bar. I think it's been around for like 25 years. And yeah, we will be drinking some beers there shortly. Let's see what's up. So we've done a little cruise around town. Now we're gonna do the ever cringy bike check. As I mentioned before, the frame. Steel frame, I built it myself about 2 months ago. It is my first frame and the best frame so far. The front triangle is Columbus Life. It's really nice and light. The rear triangle I think is a mix of Zona and some kind of Reynolds chainstays. I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, it was a really fun bike to build. Trying to experiment a little bit with that asymmetrical seat stay vibe. Vice does it, and another rad builder, Spicer Cycles. I think he started doing it in like the 80s. I could get into the technical aspect of it and how it stiffens up the rear end and all of that, but that's boring. The honest truth is, it just looks really cool. But yeah, that's my bike. The paint job I did up in Namibia when I built the bike with Onguza. It was originally supposed to be, the paint itself was a bit of a fuck up. It used to be a British racing green that the painter had added too much metallic flake to, and it ended up being this super metallic sort of sage green. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but then I also added a bunch of these disco sparkles, which I quite like, you know, a little bit of pizzazz. I am severely colorblind, so when I painted this bike, I did think it was just silver. Apparently not. Let's see if we can take a sip here. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's the frame. These stainless steel dropouts I painstakingly carved out of a plate of stainless. Add a little bit of stainless here on my bridge. Just a little bit of a detail to complement that. I did originally leave my head tube unpainted because I thought it was Columbus XCR stainless, because it was marked as that, but after building it and riding it for a little while, I realized it was not stainless and it was rusting real quick, so we painted over that. Fixed gear, so I suppose everyone's super interested in fucking drivetrains. Good old SRAM Omniums, fucking heavy motherfuckers, stiff as anything, and only works with the worst possible BB on the market. But my one works pretty well. not too noisy. I know a lot of these SRAM GXP BBs are insanely noisy. The chain, I don't know what chain that is. I actually think that's 3 different chains. But yeah, it makes bike go, so I'm not complaining. On this side, we are running a 18 tooth rear cog and running a 51 tooth Sugino chainring, which is a bit of a weird ratio. I usually run 51/16, which is on the other side, but my knee is misbehaving a little bit, so I can't handle the big boy ratio at the moment. Wheels, got some Mavics. They're really rad, they're not too heavy. The spokes are a little hard to find in South Africa, so try not to fuck them up. I can already tell this guy is getting a little bit fucked. Anyway, it's a track bike. I don't know. What do I sit on all day? Up here we got a Brook C13. A lot of people hate them. I really like them. I think they're comfortable. I think they look really cool. They're light. I've got the carbon rails in this one. I've got the AliExpress carbon seat post. It hasn't broken yet. I've got a C6 clamp on here. Local company out of Cape Town. They're making a bunch of really incredible bike equipment. Up in the cockpit, we've got some random Cannondale road bars. They do the job. It's handlebars. I actually really like riding flats, but this bike kind of just calls for drop bars, if I'm being honest. And of course, the OG Chris King headset. Cannot beat it. And then of course the matching 100mm NV stem and NV road fork. All in all, it's a really great build. I've probably got some of the nicest parts I've ever had on this bike. And the bike weighs, I think it weighs under 7 kilos. So it's really light. And then of course, I've got the double cages. I did build this bike for doing longer rides. And just really getting out there. So I gotta carry a lot of water on me. I did mention earlier, it's not exactly a track bike. I think if I called it a track bike, certain people on the internet will start getting a little bit hectic. So we're going to call it a road fixie. The wheelbase is long, got lots of toe clearance. It's great in traffic, it's great in long rides. It's stiff, it's fast. And honestly, I'm probably a little bit biased, but it's a fucking beautiful bike. But yeah, I'm Kai. My bike's a Bellum, and this was a slow line. Cheers.
Where there's a wheel, there's a way. Unforgivable cycling sins, which make motorists mad and cyclists sometimes silent forever. Cutting in is a quick way to the mortuary, so is shooting out without regard for oncoming traffic. So don't.
It takes the sigh out of sight.